it can happen fast. One moment, the body is tense, focused, awake, alert. Then the moment passes, the room gets quiet, your breathing slows, your body feels heavy, and suddenly, sleep feels much closer than it did before. So what changed? The simple answer is, orgasm can shift the body toward relaxation. But the real answer is more interesting. It is not one chemical. It is not just dopamine. It is not testosterone leaving the body. And it is not proof that something is wrong. For many people, the sleepy feeling after masturbation is a normal post-arousal shift. The body moves from activation toward resolution, from wanting toward satiety, from tension toward release. That word, resolution, is important. Sexual response is usually described in phases. Desire and arousal build. The body becomes focused. Orgasm may happen. Then the body settles. This settling phase is not just emotional, it is physical. The body is moving away from stimulation and back toward baseline. For some people, baseline at that moment is not alertness, it is sleep. And if that happens at night, in bed, when you were already tired, the effect can feel even stronger. Start with the before state. Sexual arousal is not a passive state. The brain pays attention. The body becomes more activated. Heart rate can rise. Breathing can change. Muscle tension can increase. The nervous system is engaged. Even if the person is lying still, the body is not doing nothing. It is coordinating sensation, attention, emotion, blood flow, and reward. This is one reason the tiredness can feel sudden. Before orgasm, arousal can temporarily mask fatigue. It narrows attention. It gives the body a clear goal. It can make the nervous system feel awake, even when the person was already sleep-deprived. Then the goal ends. The narrowed attention opens. And the tiredness underneath becomes easier to feel. That is why the after state can feel so different. After orgasm, sexual arousal often drops. The body enters what sex researchers call resolution. The intense focus fades. The pressure lowers. The body is no longer preparing for the same level of sexual response. That drop alone can feel like tiredness. Not because the body has been damaged, because a high activation state ended. Think of turning off a bright light in a room. The darkness feels stronger because the light was just there. In the same way, relaxation can feel stronger right after arousal. This is where hormones come in. One hormone people often mention is prolactin. Prolactin is best known for its role in lactation, but it also appears in sexual response research. A PubMed-indexed paper titled Orgasm-Induced Prolactin Secretion asked whether prolactin may help regulate sexual drive after orgasm. Another study in biological psychology found that prolactin increased after orgasm in both men and women. It also found that the prolactin increase after intercourse was much greater than after masturbation. The researchers interpreted this as a possible marker of sexual satiety. That word matters. Satiety means the body has moved from seeking toward enough, from more toward done. That does not mean prolactin is the entire sleepiness switch. It means prolactin may be one piece of the post-orgasm downshift. Sexual drive lowers. The search stops. The body may feel complete for a while, and sleep can become easier to notice. But this is where the internet often overstates the case. Prolactin is not a magic sleep drug. It is not proof that masturbation drains the body. And it does not explain every person's experience. Some people have an orgasm and feel sleepy. Some feel relaxed but awake. Some feel emotionally unsettled. Some feel nothing dramatic. The hormone piece matters, but it sits inside a larger body state. There are also nervous system changes. During arousal, the body is engaged. After orgasm, many people experience a shift toward parasympathetic activity. That is the branch often associated with rest, digestion, and recovery. The body does not simply lose energy. It changes mode. The muscles soften. Breathing slows. Attention loosens. The mind may stop scanning for stimulation. If stress had been holding you awake, this can feel like a door opening. Not because masturbation is a medical sleep treatment, because the body finally stopped bracing. This matters for stress. Stress can keep the body alert even when the person is exhausted. The mind keeps scanning. The muscles stay slightly tense. The breathing stays shallow. The body acts like something still needs to be solved. For some people, masturbation temporarily breaks that state. The body gets a clear beginning, middle, and end. Afterward, the nervous system may stop pushing so hard, and when the push stops, the tiredness becomes visible. It can feel like masturbation created sleepiness. But sometimes it simply removed the stress that was blocking sleepiness. Sleep research supports the idea that orgasm can be connected to perceived sleep improvement. A 2023 Journal of Sleep Research Diary study found that both partnered sex and masturbation with orgasm were perceived by men and women as improving sleep latency and sleep quality. Sleep latency means how long it takes to fall asleep. In plain language, people reported falling asleep faster and sleeping better after orgasm. But the study is also a reminder to be careful. Perceived sleep improvement is not the same as proving masturbation cures insomnia. It means many people experience orgasm as sleep supportive. That is useful. It is not a prescription. The same study also helps explain why orgasm matters. Sexual activity without orgasm did not show the same perceived sleep benefit. That suggests the sleepy feeling is not just about sexual thoughts or being in bed. For many people, the completion of the sexual response may be part of the downshift. Again, that does not mean everyone should use orgasm as a sleep tool. It means the body state change after orgasm is a reasonable part of the explanation. A 2019 Frontiers in Public Health study also looked at perceptions of sex as a sleep-promoting behavior. In that survey of 778 adults, orgasm during masturbation was associated with perceived better sleep quality and sleep latency. Again, the key word is perceived. These studies tell us what people report about their sleep. They do not mean everyone should use masturbation as a sleep tool. They do show that the sleepy feeling is common enough to study seriously. And the numbers are useful because they make the experience less mysterious. The Frontiers study included 778 adults. It found no major gender difference in perceived sleep quality or sleep onset when masturbation involved orgasm. In other words, this is not just one narrow male experience. People across groups can report a sleep-supportive after effect, but perception still matters. The study measured what people felt and reported. That is valuable. It is also different from putting everyone in a sleep lab and measuring brain waves all night. Good science keeps those differences clear. Now add context. Most people who ask this question are not asking at noon in a bright office. They are asking at night, in bed, with lights low, after a long day, maybe with a phone nearby, maybe already sleep-deprived. That setting matters. The body may have been tired before masturbation began. Arousal temporarily covered that tiredness. Then orgasm ended the activated state. Suddenly, the tiredness that was already there becomes obvious. It can feel like masturbation caused sleepiness, but sometimes masturbation simply removed the noise that was hiding sleepiness. The body was already ready. The nervous system just needed to downshift. This is also why not everyone feels sleepy. Some people feel calm. Some feel neutral. Some feel energized. Some feel guilty, anxious, or restless. The emotional meaning of the behavior changes the aftermath. If masturbation feels chosen, private, and not distressing, the afterstate may feel relaxing. If it feels secretive, compulsive, or shameful, the afterstate may feel heavy in a different way. Not peaceful, more like guilt, or emptiness, or agitation. That is why sleepy and bad are not the same thing. Sleepiness can be relaxation. It can be emotional release. It can be normal tiredness returning. It can also be part of a habit loop that needs attention. The difference is the pattern. Ask what the sleepiness does in your life. Does it help you wind down occasionally? Or does it become the only way you believe you can sleep? Does it happen after a short, chosen private moment? Or after an hour of scrolling that pushes bedtime later? Do you wake up rested? Or do you wake up tired because the routine kept you awake too long? The same sleepy feeling can belong to two very different patterns. One is relaxation. The other is a loop that borrows from tomorrow. If masturbation helps you relax sometimes and does not interfere with life, that may not be concerning. Cleveland Clinic describes masturbation as a common behavior and notes that it may help relieve stress for some people. But if masturbation becomes the only way you can sleep, the question changes. Now, the issue is not the sleepy feeling. The issue is dependence on a routine. Can you sleep without it? Can you skip it without panic? Does it keep pushing bedtime later? Does it involve long porn sessions that cost sleep instead of helping sleep? Do you feel in control of the routine? Or does the routine feel like it controls you? That is where the habit of one framework matters. Control, distress, impairment, consequences. If the behavior causes major distress, interferes with sleep, disrupts work or relationships, or continues despite consequences, it deserves attention. Not because sleepiness after orgasm is dangerous. Because a private habit can quietly become the main way a person regulates stress, boredom, loneliness, or insomnia. And when one behavior becomes the only door to sleep, the door can start to feel locked. That is when the solution is not to panic about the sleepy feeling. The solution is to widen the sleep system. Other ways to downshift. Consistent bedtime, less phone stimulation, less late-night searching, more daylight. Stress management before midnight. For professional help if insomnia, anxiety, depression, or compulsive behavior is part of the pattern. Masturbation may be one behavior in the sleep routine. It should not have to be the entire sleep routine. This is also where sleep medicine would be cautious. If someone has chronic insomnia, waking through the night, daytime exhaustion, or anxiety around sleep, the answer should not be reduced to one private habit. Sleep is shaped by circadian rhythm, light exposure, stress, caffeine, alcohol, medication, mental health, bedroom routine, and medical sleep disorders. So if masturbation seems to be the only reliable way to fall asleep, that may be useful information, but it is not the whole diagnosis. It may be a clue that the nervous system is struggling to downshift in other ways, and that is worth looking at directly. There is another myth to clear up. Feeling sleepy does not mean testosterone has been drained. It does not mean the body lost life force. It does not mean masturbation harmed the brain. The more likely explanation is simpler and more human. Arousal rose. Orgasm shifted the state. Prolactin and other post-orgasm processes may have supported satiety. Stress may have dropped. The parasympathetic nervous system may have become more dominant. The room was quiet. The bed was there. And the tiredness that was waiting underneath finally had permission to surface. That is why people often notice the effect most strongly at night. The same physical release in the middle of the day might feel like calm. At midnight, it may feel like gravity. The body reads the room, darkness, quiet, warm bed, lower stimulation, no immediate task. Those cues already point towards sleep. Orgasm may simply push the body in the direction the environment was already suggesting. That is not depletion. It is downshifting. So why do people feel sleepy after masturbation? Because orgasm can close a loop. The body stops seeking. The nervous system relaxes. The mind releases focus. The bedroom cues take over. And sleep, which may have been waiting in the background, moves forward. But remember the caution. Masturbation is not an insomnia treatment. It does not make everyone sleepy. And if the routine becomes compulsive, distressing, or impossible to skip, the issue is no longer sleepiness. It is the habit loop. The sleepy feeling after masturbation is not always a mystery. Sometimes the body is not losing energy. It is letting go of activation. And once the body lets go, sleep can finally walk in.